YouTube, Dom Staven Sports Cards here, back with another video. And this one will be my first ever YouTube mail day. I've watched hundreds of these on YouTube throughout the years. So much generosity in the hobby, so many cool pickups. And this one, no surprise, coming from my good friend, Brian Roth, BRoth6. Brian, thanks for the cards, but especially thank you for the generosity of shouting me out on your channel. I've had a lot of people commenting that they heard of me through you, and I've been able to find some new channels and interact with some great people so far. And I'm just very appreciative for our friendship and excited to continue to get more immersed in this community. Brian helped me pick up some great things for my collection from his golden auctions lot that I talked about in my first video. And these are the pickups I've made so far from that amazing haul. 1972 Topps, Willie Mays. Say Hey Kid. And 72 Topps I think is super underrated. The colors, the psychedelic font at the top, the arch, it's just so 70s. And this is arguably my favorite set from the 70s. But Willie Mays is still with us, God bless him. 91 years old. In my opinion, the greatest player to ever put on a baseball uniform. He had the power, he could hit for average, he had a cannon for an arm, most gold gloves by a center fielder, which is the toughest defensive position. And he was a menace on the base paths when he was young. This is older Willie right here, his second to last Topps card. But you should be out there getting your Willie Mays that are affordable while you still can. Because he's not going to be with us a ton longer, unfortunately. That's just the way life is. But that was a great upgrade for my PC. The other 72 I have is pretty dinged up. Another pickup. I love the bigger cards, man. There's a lot of great oversized stuff in this lot for him. This is an exhibit card from the 60s. Sandy Koufax. And you can see it's got tape residue on the top. It's got writing on the back. Guy didn't know his number, didn't know his team, but he knew he was a pitcher. So that's really cool. I think things like this give old cards character. I don't expect old cards to be a great example or high grade every single time. I think seeing things like this, that someone enjoyed the card, hung it on their wall in an album, it just gives it a lot of character. And Sandy Koufax, again, another one of those greats. He's not going to be with us a ton longer. He's in his 80s. Pick up all the affordable Koufax stuff you can. And off issues like exhibit cards and oversized things, Topps Giant. Well, Koufax and Mays are short prints in that set, but you get the point. Sandy Koufax, from his playing days, it's a no-brainer for anyone that likes vintage cards. To go along with Sandy, got a Don Drysdale. Similar tape residue. No writing on the back of this one. But especially with a blank back card, I could care less if the back has paper loss, the back has writing on it. If the back has money taped to it, it doesn't matter to me. It's about the front of the card, and they present really well. The tape is not over his face. These aren't perfect condition cards, but they're just really cool. And look at those two Dodgers aces side by side. You can't beat that, especially for the price. Back to Willie. The 1962 Topps exhibit Willie Mays, another affordable one out there for all you people. You can see the airbrushed old school San Francisco hat when they first moved to San Francisco. And 62 is the first year that exhibits actually did stat backs. They used to always be blank back before that with the exhibit salutations and the other sets. 62 is when they first started doing stat backs, and some of the stat backs would be black. Some would be red throughout the years in the 60s and so on. But you can just see at this point in his career, he had played basically 10 seasons. He had 319 home runs, 200 stolen bases, a 316 average. He is just unbelievable. Over halfway to 3,000 hits. So 94 triples is pretty insane so far too. But Willie Mays, in my opinion, the greatest player to ever live. And just an affordable card of him from his playing days, showing his stats on the back, a great headshot. You don't see Willie smiling a ton. So I think it's just amazing. And I'm so happy to add this to my PC. (1952) Redman Tobacco. Nellie Fox. This one's a beater, but I've been wanting a Hall of Famer with the tab from this set. They can be very pricey, especially if you start talking about Mays, Musial, etc. But Nellie Fox has an MVP, part of that Keystone combo for the great White Sox teams in the late 50s and early 60s. And they call him a babyface second baseman in here, crackerjack fielder, regarded as one of the best second basemen in baseball. I think these are just so cool. They're harder to get with the tab. The tabs would be cut off and sent in for Redman baseball hats and such. And it's just really cool because these cards are just getting older and older. They're from the 52 Topps era, and the artwork on them is just beautiful. So, super stoked to finally have a Hall of Famer with a tab. I have a few Hall of Famers without the tab. And this is a big pickup for me. 1939 Gowdy Premium Arky Vaughan. I did not have a single Gowdy Premium or a single Arky Vaughan in my PC. And let me just try to do this justice. It's got some corner problems on the left side. It is not perfect in any sense of the word. The back is all beat up. But this is just an amazing piece of history right here. From Boston, Mass, USA. Showing how to field grounders step by step. It's just awesome. Arky Vaughan. Kind of, I wouldn't say underrated, but forgotten about Hall of Famer. Because he played in an era where he was not the top of the top. But really stoked to add this to the PC and think that oversized cards are really something that I appreciate and been happy to pick up throughout the years for good deals when I can get them. Brian, thanks again, brother. I appreciate you guys for checking out the video. Please comment with what your favorite pickup was from this so far, what you think of oversized cards versus standard size cards. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Love the hobby, guys. Peace.